Good evening. This is episode 8 of my Mystcraft map, SMP. Since I did my mining last trip, I have built a couple of things, including, at the suggestion of someone else on the server, some Buildcraft parts. As you can see, I had a bit of a mishap where I accidentally put down the quarry instead of the filler. The filler is currently set up with 9 glass blocks in what is the clearing pattern, and it has, I tested this out earlier with some obsidian tubes and other things, and it would have required a ton of iron routing tubes to deal with it, so instead I went for a Red Power 2 solution. As you can see, the grid has already been set up, so I may as well enable that. The timer's set up for somewhere around 15 or 16 seconds. I've put 1 peat in each of these 2 peat engines, and the peat engines, since they are equivalent to steam engines, should be enough to fully power this once they turn on. As you can see, all of those are popping off, and I'm able to collect them now. So I'm currently in creative mode, specifically so that I can get rid of them. Oh, I also had a crafting error. My own fault, I chose the wrong recipe. Undid that. Actually, you know what? That timer is too long for my tastes right now. There we go, let's set it to 5 seconds for the video. Oh, drat! It cleared. Well, that's annoying. If I put it back, it'll simply clear it again. I'm going to have to do this from beneath. Wonderful. Okay. This is wonderful, by the way, since beneath this is bedrock, which is super easy to tunnel through. You know what? That's horrid enough that as soon as these get through with their first one, I'm just going to redo it manually. And oh man, I'd have to walk all the way up there to do that, though. Nothing but bad ideas. Replacing the tubing beneath this with redstone tubing might actually end up being the best option for me at this point, since that way I don't have to run all bloody way up there. Oops. So yeah, let's... Oh, wait, I have redstone on me. Yay. I forgot I was prepared. Okay, dump some of these things into here. Oh, but wait, I still need... Well, I can deal with that. Stupid line. Okay. Oops. That I'm going to regret. Oh, good. The engines are almost out. be able to restructure this properly in a minute. Well, at least that got rid of the annoying stuff. Oh. Crud. Actually, you know what? I do have a way of getting rid of these. First, let me make sure. Okay. Goodbye. Those end up being ugly on that. Obsidian. Nah, don't want obsidian. Well, let's go for some funky dark wood. Oops, don't want that much. That could be a problem later. Okay, there's that. Set it to 4 seconds. That's a good time. Okay, now, since I'm really lazy, that's annoying. Okay. Let's just make all 30 of these redstone tubes. Have a little bit of redstone to spare at the moment, and eventually I will need this many tubes for something. Not sure what, but it's not like you don't use a lot of tubes and various contraptions. Okay. There's that. Let's just build a bus back here. And... odd. Whatever. Can't do that. Okay, now that is a copious lack of light. I can see it all from here. Let's get light into each corner of this. Grab the rest of my torches and some dirt. That's odd. Thought I had more torches on this than that. I guess I will need to reallocate some. That should be sufficient. Probably. Random block out there. Okay, begin. Very good. 1, 2. And that's why I only put in 1 to start with. So each of these transposers has a 3x3 area. Some have gone into me. There we go. And every time that the timer pulses down here, it connects with this and energizes that tubing, which activates them. Since this is a server, the update is actually so quick that you don't even see it on the client side. But it is happening. I may actually run out of space by the time I get up there. That's another reason that you'd want to only do an 8x8 chunk, especially if you're feeding a normal chest like I am. Each of these layers is going to be... well, my brain fails me. So each of those layers is a stack. And if you have 64 stacks, then it's 9 by whatever. Might not fit in the chest. There's a decent chance that that won't fit in the chest. Even though it's an iron chest, I might have to upgrade that to a gold chest if I want to do this in a single operation. The other junk that I've got stored in here doesn't help either. So even if I get these things out of there, there's still the annoying part of that. So let's see. I can do an iron to gold upgrade, and that one takes... yeah, I'm okay with that. Spending 1 iron for that. Almost fell in the lava there. Oh, as you might be able to see here, I died somewhere and lost my armor, so I made new stuff. Let's see, do I have... oh, right, I don't have any gold ready. So let's just get the iron ingot in there. I do love the ability to just upgrade these chests. Oh yeah, that will have enough storage. I should have done that earlier. Okay, roughly 8 peat, what are these things? Yeah, roughly 8 peat firings later, this has cleared out all the way up there. I did cheat in 4 torches at the top and creative mode to place them so that you can see how freaking high this thing is. I mean, that's way up there. My head was at about 60 when I was all the way up at the top, and here I'm at 7, so it's very nearly 50 chunks high, actually a little bit higher, and most of that area happened to be cobblestone. It looks like over a double chest. I sorted out the other things down here to the bottom. Well, dirt and gravel aren't really interesting. There we go. Now, that's a little bit... over here. So it did have a good bit of silver. No gold in this chunk, but I do know that the gold is right over there. Lots of obsidian to clear that thing out too. But anyway, it seems like this would be a worthwhile method of clearing out this area. It's relatively easy to set up, and now that I've got the inside shaft done all the way up, I can just extend up an entire length of the IC2 scaffolding. In fact, here, let me show you a quick video on scaffolding. So if you click one down, does that, okay, fairly boring. Walk up the sides. If you hold shift click, you can descend down the sides like that instead of falling. But what if you try to attack it? Ooh, look, I click and hold the left button. Well, that attacked through. So I guess it only applies one at a time. Click, 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 click. All the way up there until I ran out of stack. That's fairly useful, but he's as annoying to clean up as ladders. Well, actually, let me show you something else first. The wooden ones can go out like this, creating a platform 2 away from the center support. And if you remove one, the other one collapses. I can do that, but I couldn't put one over here because it'd be more than 2 away from the center support. Now, speaking of the center support, I had a stack of 16 of these things. Where'd the rest go? Oh, they're there. Ah. Crud. Thought they fixed that. Seem to have misplaced one of them. Oh, I know. It must have gone into here. Yeah, there we go. So, that's another lesson. If something falls directly on to one of these, then it will get sucked in. There was a run of Feed the Beast where the guy made a comment afterwards that his mob grinder was 4/9 effective, and that's because he had a 3x3 grid with 4 transposers in it, and he was talking about only the things that fell directly onto the transposers were being picked up, since they weren't powered. That grid will go away if I do something like disconnect and reconnect. Let's just do that. Probably it would also have gone away if I went to a different world and back, but there we go. Reload it. And now this chunk is 1/4 of the way ready for using. I've set up the next area with the filler, and this is the top marker up here. You can actually see where I am thanks to the mini-map. And if I go down the scaffolding, which I set up in the area that was mined out previously, well, you know what? Let's test out my armor. Ow, that hurt a little bit. Thank you for reducing the fall damage, though. That was much better than going down the ladder. So, as you can see, I've set up the other 3 markers there, there, and there, and then I right-clicked on this marker. Now, the annoying part about this is, when I put in the filler, how? Okay. When I put in the filler, all of the markers drop off. This, unfortunately, means that I need to go in and collect them. And I should probably retorch the area while I'm at it. That one fell directly in. Yeah, it did. Now, the most annoying part about this is I have to climb all the way back up this ladder to get to the location of the final marker, since it was not kind enough to pop out and come down to me. Okay, got it. Let's do the drop again. Thud. And let's just set you guys up. That. Oh, right, filler. Where did I use my glass? Oh, right, making the other gold chest over there. Let's just grab some more sand from here. Okay, here are the remaining 4. Clearing pattern. I'm just going to give each of these 5 since I think they took 8, but I'm not sure. It's better just to waste 2. And engage. Oh, speaking of engage, there's that. Here's what I collected last time, just as a reminder. And I'm not sure. I'll probably just move this around after cobble arrives. Oh, I had an incomplete stack up there. But yeah, that's going to have fun on its own. Let's fill that in. There we go. So there's only one spot that anything's going to show up where it won't get sucked into a transposer, and that is directly up here on top of the filler, which is not going to be something to worry about until now. Ah, lovely redstone at last. Well, this is going to take a while. So, since last time, I have built an RP2 pump, which is composed of these elements, and that meant that I needed to create a diamond draw plate in order to facilitate that, and it is of course composed of a full block of diamonds with some other stuff cut up. The other thing that I need, which I have not yet created, but which I did grab the resources for, is some blue alloy wire, because I need to power the equipment. Let's just store... Where did I put that? Oh, right, it's in this chest. Store you there. So yeah, got some leftovers, might use them in the future. Didn't want to cut something up if I wasn't going to use it. Oh, I didn't actually end up needing the silver at all. That was surprising. Oh, I did have charcoal. Anyway, the other thing that I need to do before I go over there, before I forget about it, is... Oh, I've got that. I got some basalt in a dimension that had a volcano, and I'm just going to make some decorative block strip things out of it. There's that. Yeah, finish that thing off. So I've got some glass and some of the other stuff, but mostly the other stuff because, well, just because. The glass I used in an area where it made sense all the way up there to put in a skylight, and now my battery box is nice and full because I've been working with it. The other thing that I'm going to need to do is, I think I will move that. Chunk loader. Come to me. Chunk, what? Lagging. There we go. You can rest there for right now, Mr. Chunk Loader. So I filled up the first golden chest with cobblestone. All of those stacks cobblestone. And I moved the other resources over here. This is some of the lava that I collected clearing out a lake here and over there. And generally, since I'm at y equals 5, there's a lot of lava, which is going to be the thing I take care of next. Man, I really want to keep that thing there. So, how am I going to take care of the lava? Well, I need to keep the lava at least 2 away from that. And I want to leave a walkway in here. So actually I shouldn't put those there at all. And actually the corners, it would look cool if they were made out of glass. Because that way you can easily tell how big it is. Sides don't need glass so much. And this area, not much real choice. So the back corner, this isn't going to have nearly enough space to do what I want. Maybe I should come up with someplace else to stick this. This just isn't quite working for me. Got way too much going on in this area since it was the first one I opened up. You know, it would look cool outside of my window, and I know I don't mind it being built against my window. Yeah. Okay. Let's do that then. What I will do is create a sort of flooring area here. Just cleaning up those a tiny bit. The other thing that I did is I built this storage container above the area that I'm working in to actually use for the Red Power 2 pump. So let's turn it on and see if we can get, yeah, there's some lava going through there. So the lava is going up inside of there. Now, I'm not quite sure how much storage I actually need, so I'm going to be monitoring it from over here. I don't care if it takes out the torches I've got in there, they were only in there to provide lighting. And you can see the filling behavior. It spreads out to find the lowest level that it can, and once it's bound on all 4 sides completely, then it moves up to the next layer. This is actually going to take a little bit of time. It's a good thing I started this during the day. There we go, it just filled into this area. And that's slowly becoming a bunch of source blocks. You can see the grate over there in the background that it's all coming up through. Now, the reason that I had to build it over here outside of the Writers Guild chunk is because of this ladder. I want to maintain a gap of 2. Thank you, Ender. Anyway, I want to maintain a gap of 2. Oops. Between the ladder and it, since the ladder would like to catch fire. Yeah, let's go take a look at the effect. Now, I already walled off my lava over here from the lava on this side, but you can see it's gone down 1 along the entire system, I would presume. And if we keep going through over here, you'll see more areas that have had the draining symptoms. I'm not quite sure. Oh yeah, it goes all the way back here. So it's going to be draining out a lot of lava. So as you can see, it's sort of perturbing the lava over there. Now this is about what I was worried about here. Ooh, I'm glad that was there. It's getting up to the top of my container, and I'm going to be running out of room sooner rather than later. So it looks like I need to expand it a great degree vertically. You can see how this corner here is that way. It's because this is going to get mined out the same way that these other 2 sections here did. But yeah, I find that quite neat and much more realistic than other methods of dealing with the lava. It's certainly a lot faster than turning it all into obsidian and mining it. Jeez. That was a nightmare. And that level's going down very slowly. Now, if I did want to encourage a specific section of this, then what I could do is just drop some gravel, for example, into it, and it would drain out that section first. But as the entire river ends up going through the Writers Guild chunks, I have to deal with it eventually, and I may as well just make this go up high enough to do so. There's actually just enough area under here to have a decent tree farm of some kind if someone wanted. Drains the bat box quite quickly too. This is during the day, so 2 solar panels are currently... Wait, R2? Did I... No, they're both barely still lit. But yeah, you can see it's just draining both the lava river and the bat box to fill this right up to the brim. It's going to get close to the point where I should shut it off somewhat soon, but not immediately. Yeah, it's going to be working on that last layer. Ooh, there's a creeper up there. I can see him thanks to the new lighting. Ah, there's the last level. So, as soon as that fills into this edge over here, I'm going to want to turn the pump off, because the lava overflowing... Crap! It just overflowed. Well, that is a gigantic mess. And I don't have a bucket on me. Okay. I must have not put one of the sides high enough. It's time to show you how to remediate lava problems. I find that the best method begins with a bucket of water. That's not going to do me any good. Ah, joy. Okay, let's fight the source blocks that way. Why am I thinking that it put more in than I'm looking at? And then do that. Nice, obsidian. That can only mean one thing. This is going to get annoying. Let's do that. Despite my best precautions. Very dangerous drilling game here. Actually, not that one, that one. Oops, I should have put one of those behind me too. There we go. That's a bit better. No, I broke you. Oh man, the entire thing up there was off by one height. So I definitely estimated it incorrectly that way. Oh, that thing is going to be filled with lava. Yeah. The obsidian I never wanted. No, I'm actually kind of okay with that the way that it is. I mean, there's still a problem in there, but I don't really care so much about that directly as I do mediating the lava that's inside. Okay, there's that. Now down here, probably in my chest over here. No. Now I need to take care of that bit up there, but once I do that, it should be okay. It's just a question of getting up there now that yeah, there we go. Roundabout ways of getting up there. Oh, that's right, I did it over here. There's the spot I missed. Oh yeah, if you want to go away on your own, that's fine. So yeah, you can see the behavior right there. If you get off by even a little bit, that's how annoying it is. Very. Extremely annoying. Not sure how I want to deal with that just yet, so removing those elements. Yeah, there's still a bit of wall done there. Yeah, there we go. Okay. That's almost a complete remediation. There we go. Now I'm back to about where I was. I think the rest of this area is clear of actual lava. Just sticks and gravel in there. Right, I'm not out of inventory space. And network ghosting. Okay. It feels like someone's generating a couple of mist worlds. No, right, those are ghosted. Ooh, that's not what I wanted. My torches. Let's need gravel. Okay, remediation complete. Now to expand that area and clear it out a bit more. I think I probably have enough footage to show you for this week, unfortunately. I plan to start airing these once a week, probably uploading them Monday time frame. Is it still in magnet mode? Whoa. No, it just came to me normally. Oh. Anyway, I plan to start uploading these weekly since it took me a long time to edit the last ones, and now that I've gotten to this stage, I want to show a higher level experience as opposed to the same, this is the recipe that you can look up in NEI or on your mod's recipe page anytime you want. I figure you can follow directions for crafting things. What's really missing for most people are the big picture items like, you do this to build a lava tank and put things together and use them in an interesting way. Enjoy, and watch out for that lava.